Hello Bambu Lab users. Let's dive into Bambu Studio, specifically Bambu Studio Maker Lab. Today we are going to turn a graphic into a 3D printed image. We are going to do that using Bambu Lab's very own Maker Lab. You can get to that by going to makerlab.com in your favorite browser, or by going into Bambu Studio and simply clicking on Maker Lab. Maker Lab through Bambu Studio is simply a shortcut that opens up Maker Lab in your default browser. Once that website opens, you will notice several tabs at the top with the underline under Maker Lab, because Maker Lab is where we are. If you are not at Maker Lab, go ahead and click into Maker Lab. Again, you should see the underline signifying that you are in Maker Lab. Currently, the interface is a bit of a mishmash, making it difficult to see the categories and making it easy to confuse individual categories as simply demonstrating an available model. However, these are the modeling tools. Underneath modeling tools in each one of these is a specific tool unique to Bambu Lab Maker Lab. Today, we are going to use Image to Keychain. To enter it, simply click Start. You may be presented with a What's New screen. Recently, some significant additions have been added. However, if this is your first time doing this, everything is new to you. Go ahead and press OK. Once you have created some projects, they will appear right here under My List. Go ahead and click Create from Blank. This will present you with a box right here. You can drag and drop your graphic or your photo onto this screen. Inside this folder, I've put 2 photos and 1 graphic. Both of these photos were taken by me of my very own girlfriend, and this right here is my 3D rundown mascot. We will start with this one. I'm going to left click and drag it here onto the screen. You will be presented with a series of options. The most important option for you right here is your aspect ratio. I'm going to go ahead and choose 1:1, which will make this a square. You can adjust the cropping of this image by grabbing this tab right here and zooming in or out. You may notice that the default size fit rather well. One interesting thing to note is once you make changes, there is no easy way to get back to the default setting. I'm just going to grab this and scroll it until it just about fits the box. On the right side here, you have options to keep the background or remove the background. My little man has no background, however, he does have a white outline. I will go ahead and uncheck Keep Background. Looking at the screen, you can actually see the white background disappear in real time. You may then adjust the image using the shadows, highlights, white balance, brightness, and other typical photo editing adjustments. However, I would suggest doing that before importing the image into Maker Lab. Instead, look at something more important, which is right here, and that is image thickness. It defaults to 1 millimeter. For now, I suggest you leave it at 1 millimeter. Go ahead and click Confirm. You will then enter the auto matching stage. This is where the software will attempt to match the colors in your image or graphic according to how many colors you have available. If you have 1 AMS, that maximum is 4 colors. That is what's chosen right now. You can tell based on the fact that 4 color is highlighted in green. If you have 2 AMS attached, you may do 8 color, 3 AMS, 12 color. I currently have 2 AMS attached. I'm going to click 8 color and you will see how many more colors have populated this graphic. If I was only to work with 4, it would be reduced to this. Let's switch back to 8. If you really went crazy and had 3 AMS for 12 colors, you'll see how advanced that shading can become. Let's return to 8 colors. Once you are happy with the appearance of the color, go ahead and click Confirm. Pressing Confirm will drop you into the main interface of the Keychain app. The first thing you will want to do is name this project. You will see on the top left corner, it is currently named Keychain Draft. To rename it, simply click on it, delete Keychain Draft, and type in your own name, 3DR Mascot. Pressing enter, you'll see it's marked now as saved. Once on this screen, you may return to auto color matching by simply clicking right here on the right side of the screen where it says auto color matching. Clicking on that will bring up the 4, 8, or 12 color options. Before we get started, let's learn how to read this confusing color matching graph on the side of the screen. The image here on the left is constructed of blocks. Each block is assigned a color. According to Maker Lab, this object has 11 total colors. However, we told Maker Lab that we will be printing with 8 colors. Those colors are assigned a number and are shown up here under filament color. 2, 4, 6, 8. However, according to Maker Lab, this image is made up of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 colors. Each of those colors is assigned a block. Those blocks are assigned to colors. Hovering your mouse over each color will highlight that color on the model in yellow. Maker Lab attempted to match all of these colors to fit a total of 8 colors. You may go ahead and modify those colors. For example, you can take this shade of blue and assign it to the same color as this shade of blue, making all blues the same blue. For example, this shade of blue is assigned color number 10. We can make this shade of blue, click here and assign it also to color number 10. Now, all blues on the image are assigned to color number 10. You will see this shade of black and this shade of black are both assigned to number 2. This shade of gray and this shade of gray are both assigned to number 5, as well as this shade of gray. But let's say you wanted this shade of gray to be slightly different. We can then click on it and assign it a different color. You can assign it a color that already exists, or press the plus button and assign it to a different color. We are going to choose red so it stands out, and press the check button. Red is now color number 12, and you will see this shade of gray assigned to color number 12, which you can clearly see represented here on the screen. Let's erase these changes and move along. On this screen, you will be presented with a series of tools. Over time, I suspect these tools will expand. At the current time, some of the more important functions are face down mode. This will do exactly what it says, printing the model face down so that the top surface of the model is actually the bottom surface of the model. This will allow you to have a smoother, cleaner surface, or even to add a pattern or texture if you work with a fancy bed. You will notice right now, even though this is keychain, what you've actually created is a 2D, 3D printable cutout image. However, if you do want this to be a keychain or even a sign, you can click on attachment. This will allow you to add a hook to your model. You would simply drag this little hook around to place it where you think is ideal on the model. You will notice it passes behind the model as to create a hanging hook without interfering in the model itself. You may also switch between hook, bookmark, and hole. A hook is what you are looking at right here. A bookmark adds this extension to literally turn this model into a bookmark that you can close a book on with the graphic sticking out from that book. And a hole adds exactly that, a hole. Let's say you don't want a loop coming out of your model. You just want to hang it over a hole. I can place that hole right there. And when exporting this model, there will be a hole right here where I could slip it over a nail or hook on the wall. Personally, I would rather create this without an attachment, so I'm going to go ahead and uncheck attachment. Ironically, the next option is contour, and contour will add exactly what I just removed, and that is a thick outline around the model. You will see right here It is a 2mm by 1mm outline. You may then assign a different color to it, such as color 6, and make that outline pink or whatever color you want. I will go ahead and turn that contour off. Here's a fun little trick. If you are undecided on the thickness of this model, go ahead and click down here on the expand button, and it will swap your 2D view into a 3D view where you can actually have a look at that 1mm thickness. This will allow you to have a look at how it would affect the model if you changed it to, say, 3mm. And here you go. We now have a 3mm version of this print. I'm going to drop back down to 1mm. To exit this screen, simply go ahead and click this expand button again. Now that all your parameters are how you want them, click back into color. Here you can assign different colors. For example, I'm not thrilled with how the blacks look. I'm going to go ahead and click on that color, which is color number 2. By hovering over color number 2 over here, you will see all of the areas designated with that color highlighted in yellow. It's quite a bit. I will click on it and assign a darker color black. Let's have a look at the other colors to see if I can make this print a little easier. I'm not thrilled with the blue shirt, especially the fact that there are 2 different shades of blue. So let's go ahead and change this to gray. There is already a color assigned gray, that's number 5. So I will click on the light blue section, showing me that it's number 11. I will click on number 11 and assign it to gray. Now I have a gray shirt and blue squares. I will go ahead and click on the blue squares. That is color number 10. I'll assign color number 10 to black. And here you go. I now have an image that uses a lot less color. However, it did turn my real life blue eyes gray. I want to go ahead and change that. So I am going to add a new color just for these eyes. Right now, you can see they are assigned to color number 11. I'm going to click the plus button and add blue and press check. You will now see color number 12 is blue, and I'm going to pull this down and select blue for my eyes. Taking one last look at my face, you will notice my tongue is also assigned to skin color. I'm going to go ahead and add one more color, and that will be a red. And we are going to go ahead and assign that color number 13, and I'll make my tongue color number 13. So now I have a red tongue. So how many colors do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Too many colors. You will see there are 2 shades of gray. Let's go ahead and delete one by clicking on that number and clicking the trash can. I will now have to reassign that particular shade of gray to the remaining shade of gray, which was 5. Now let's have one quick look. You'll notice I have 2, 4, 6, 8, 9 colors and 2 different shades of black. Let's say we want to remove one of those shades of black. I will simply click on the number and click on the trash can. You will see it removed it and returned it to its previous color of blue. Now just earlier you saw me manually select each item and reassign its color. However, you can do it all at once. You will notice that these blues are assigned to color number 10, and color number 10 is currently not active. However, if you look here on the graph, you will see the color blue assigned to no number, and this color blue assigned to no number. Looking at this color blue, matching it right here, click the pull down and assign it to number 2. Now, number 2 black has been assigned to all of that blue. Looking up here, you will see we now have 2, 4, 6, 8 total colors, enough to utilize the colors of 2 full AMS units, 8 different filaments, to create this 3D printed version of my 3D Rundown mascot. Now that we are happy with our work, it is time to export this image so that we may import it into Bambu Studio and prepare it for printing. To do that, click on Download. Notice it recommends a 0.2. I do not have a 0.2 installed, I have a 0.4, so I will leave it as a 0.4. You will leave Include Customizable File in 3MF checked, and you will click Download 3MF. Once you export this file, Bambu will offer to sell you a split ring keychain for your model. You will then find your new 3MF in your download folder. With Bambu Lab open, return to Bambu Lab and choose Create New Project. You will grab that model and drag it onto the bed. Go ahead and change your printer and bed type. I'm going to be using a P1S with an 04 nozzle. I will choose Use Modified Value. I will then make sure my bed is correct. It is a smooth, high-temp PEI plate. Go ahead and click this icon right here to auto-arrange the model. You will see it created the purge tower and moved the model to the middle of nowhere. I'm going to go ahead and center that just a bit more. And we are going to assume that even though Bambu Studio is having a cow, the model looks how I want it to. You will notice that the model is backwards. This is because we chose face down. Face down means this top surface is not the top of the model. The bottom surface contacting the bed is the top of the model. So when we take it off and flip it over, it will look correct. Let's go ahead and make sure Bambu Studio has populated our assigned filaments correctly so that we may load them correctly into our AMS. You will see number 1 is black, number 2 is brown, number 3 is white, number 4 is gray, number 5 is blue, number 6 is light blue, number 7 is orange, and number 8 is red. Make sure these are all the correct filament brands and filament settings. Now that I've chosen the correct printer, my bed size and orientation looks a little more appropriate. Because I'm me, I'm going to go into speed and slow things down considerably. I've reduced everything to 150 to help increase my odds of success. Go ahead and press Slice Plate. With the slicing done, you'll see Bambu Studio is finally able to render the visual of this model correctly. I'm looking at a total of 36 filament changes, 2 hours and 5 minutes. Click on Print Plate, which will bring up the Send Print Job screen. You will want to go ahead and make sure the filaments in your AMS are chosen correctly. I will have black in 1, I'll have brown in 2, I'll have skin color in 3, I'll have gray in 4, I will have blue in B1, I will have light blue in B2, I will have orange in B3, and I will have red in B4. Before pressing print, do make sure you actually put all that filament in your AMS and you are ready to go. When you are ready to go, go ahead and click Send. Okay guys, here is some crazy stuff. Inside my AMSs, I have got a concoction of Creality Ender Filament, Jiao Silk Gold, Giant Arm Brown, Sunlu Black, Elegoo Bone White, Creality Hyper PLA, Creality Ender Light Blue PLA, and CC3D Silk Blue PLA. We are going to mix and match all these up to create this incredible keychain of my little man. Let's see how we did. There it is, my 8-color face down keychain print. You'll see the top surface isn't so bad, but it's not perfect. However, since we did it face down, we flip it over and have that beautiful surface of the print bed. And there it is, using Bambu Lab Keychain Maker, a little 1mm 3D printed me in 8 colors. I'm going to take a little bit of double-sided tape and stick my little man on my AMS. So cool.